Hey guys, T2 out here. Welcome back to the Titan Preparedness channel. Today's video we are discussing a couple of lessons learned from the recent Kentucky / other states massive tornadoes that happened. Before we get into this video, I just kind of wanted to pause for a second, I guess, because instead of 88 families celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, just a family dinner during the wintertime, you have 88 families planning funerals. So it's impactful any time of the year, but especially this time of year, it's just going to hurt that much more. It's going to sting that much more. So just keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. Like I said, donate if you can. I'll try to find some good links below that you can donate to. But yeah, 88 families are planning funerals instead of Christmas dinner. So just kind of keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. Let's get into it. Like I said in the beginning, we are going to be doing a couple lessons that I learned from the recent tornadoes. By no way, shape, or form am I making fun of those affected. I'm not saying, well, oh, you should have done this and, you know, your house won't have collapsed. Or I try to take information and move it forward in case the next time this happens, you have a little bit more information in your repertoire. Number one is have a plan. That's probably the biggest thing being a prepping channel. We talk about planning. We talk about have a plan, you know, and have a backup plan on top of that. A lot of families don't have tornado shelters. I don't have one. You know, we got hit with a tornado last year. I didn't run out and build a tornado shelter. Probably should have, but I didn't. And so have a plan. If you know you live in Tornado Alley, either have a tornado shelter, have a basement, have somewhere that you can go. Now, I know a lot of people live in, you know, either single wides, double wides, some sort of trailer that doesn't have a basement. And so go to your bathtub, put something over your head like a baby's mattress or a small twin mattress, something like that if you can. And that way you can kind of be safe from falling objects. I know there was some families in bathtubs, which were the safest spot in their homes, and they are no longer with us. So have a plan, but sometimes your plan doesn't even matter. Have a backup plan. If I was on the road, I can't get to my bathtub, so I need to find a ditch. I need to find somewhere that I can hide, or even beat on someone's door and hope that they let me in. So have a plan, have a backup plan, and if you live in those areas that were affected or are affected every single year, you may want to have 4 or 5 different plans. Number two, have a flashlight for every person in your household. Obviously, with tornadoes being what they are, families get separated, families get under debris, under rubble, and so you and your wife and kids might be separated by a mile, 5 miles, 100 yards, who knows. Give a flashlight or a headlamp to every single person in your household. Think about the kids. This tornado happened late at night, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and so now your kids are separated, right? Your kids are no longer in the house where they started. They're out in the field, they're out somewhere. Kids don't like scary things. Hell, I don't like scary things. And so being alone in a field, pitch black of night, after a tornado just ripped through your house, you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you're gonna be scared and you're gonna be screaming. Have a flashlight. Give them a flashlight. Give them a headlamp. And that way, at least, yes, they're alone, but they're not alone in the dark. You know, they can at least turn that flashlight on and kind of maneuver their way around, hoping to find safety if they are by themselves, if they are alone. So make sure every person in your family has a flashlight, has a headlamp. You know, same goes with if the building collapses or if you get caught in some debris, some rubble, you can at least work your way out by having light. If I can't see what's around me, I don't know how to get to safety. So have a flashlight. Number three is heed the warning. I see this a lot with hurricanes. The hurricane's coming and a lot of people, we're good. We lived through insert hurricane here and it was bigger, it was badder. So, you know, we're gonna stay. We're gonna hold it out. And then the hurricane comes and wipes out their house and they're stuck on their roof for 5, 6, 7 days until someone else can waste their time to come rescue them. Heed the warning. I'm not saying that every one of the 88 people who passed away was sitting on their couch watching TV, not listening to the news. It's not what I'm saying. I guarantee you at least a couple of those people were probably in a basement, in a bunker, in a shelter, something, even in a bathtub. And I can guarantee a fact that some of them were in a bathtub. They took the proper precautions and it still didn't help. And as a parent, I would rather do everything that I could do, heeding the warning, than just, all right, kids, go play in the yard, go have fun. Don't worry about no tornado. Because then that's on me. If I do everything possible, everything in my power, whether that's getting them to a storm shelter, whether that's getting them to a basement, putting them in a bathtub where it's safe, and they still perish, I know that I can honestly say that I did everything in my power possible. But not heeding the warning and then sitting on the front porch as it's ripping by, that's on you. You know what I mean? So heed the warnings. Listen to the warnings. Yes, the weatherman is wrong 98% of the time. But if he says that there's a tornado, if he says there's a hurricane knocking down your door, you probably want to listen to him. So the next one is have a bug-in plan. There's a ton of preppers up here that talk about bug-out bags, that talk about bugging out, that talk about leaving the area affected. Those individuals have never been part of an actual disaster. You live in Kentucky, 9 o'clock at night, they say, okay, well, the tornado is going to hit. You going to load up your family and all your supplies and bug out? Where are you going to go? Yeah, you might make it 10 to 15 miles down the road, but this was like a 200-mile affected range. Where are you going? It doesn't matter if you bug out. Now, instead of being at home with your supplies and your gear, now you're off on some road with no shelter. So being able to bug in, being able to stay safe indoors is far more important to more people than bugging out ever will be. The next one is have lighting options that don't require a fuel source. We talk about kerosene, we talk about gasoline, we talk about running a generator, X, Y, and Z, right? But in many cases, it's too dangerous to do those kind of things. A lot of people talk about kerosene. Kerosene is a flammable liquid. It's a flame hazard. So if the natural gas lines were affected and the inserts into some of these houses were affected, well, guess what? You can't use your kerosene lamps. You can't use your kerosene heaters because fire hazard. So if you survive the tornado and you go to light your kerosene heater up and your natural gas line is leaking, it's going to blow. It's going to explode. So have LED battery powered options for lighting your house up. Right, I've gone over multiple lights out kits. I've gone over the Deciwatt NowLight, the BioLight, Solar Home 620, and even the EcoWorthy. 3 good solar options that I can not only use myself, but I can also pass out to a neighbor if needed. The next one is have supplies on hand. I know I just said don't use fire sources, but if your home is safe, if your home is secure and not damaged, you just have a power outage, you want to go ahead and make sure you have gasoline on hand, or kerosene, or propane, or whatever you're going to use. You don't want to be trying to go to a store after something like this hits. Have the supplies on hand. Like I said, a bug-in plan. You got food, you got water, you got lights, you got shelter. Have fuel added to that. Whether it's cooking fuel, whether it's heating fuel, or whether it's gasoline fuel for a generator. The next one, and probably the biggest one, is take care of your neighbors. People are going to lend helping hands. Unless you're just a sketchy neighbor that deals with drugs and is the troublemaker of the neighborhood, chances are one of your neighbors is going to help you out, or you can help your neighbors out. You don't have to tell them that you're this big doomsday prepper, but at least, hey man, do you need a flashlight? Do you need a headlamp? Do you need a place to sleep for a night? This is wintertime, and a lot of their power, a lot of the heat got shut off due to this tornado. I've always said that neighbors are your biggest asset, and that is true in this situation. Those people are going to be the ones that are saving your life. Those people are going to be the ones that will save you long before EMS, long before fire, long before rescue. 200 miles of affected area, you're calling in all of your troops. You're calling in the National Guard. You're calling in, you know, every fire department, every volunteer from every fire department, every EMS station, every police officer that's off duty. And even those are not enough. Those people are so short-handed, so short-staffed right now, it's not even funny. Your neighbor, on the other hand, is going to be the first one that comes over. Hey man, you got a tree on your house? Do you need a place to stay? Do you need a hot meal? Do you need, you know, help finding anything? So take care of your neighbors. They'll take care of you. Guys, again, thoughts and prayers. Donate if you can. This was a terrible situation any time of the year, but it's even worse now, it being wintertime. It being the holiday season. You know, it just turned a bad situation to a worse situation. So, thoughts, prayers, donations if you can. If you have any other tips, leave them down in the comments section. That's all I got for today. Hope y'all stay safe out there. Hope y'all have a great holiday season. That's all I got for today. T2 out.